We all like perks at work, but how far should companies go in giving benefits to their workers? Well, Facebook and Apple have come up with a new idea. They will up the tab for female employees who freeze their eggs, becoming two of the first and biggest companies to cover costs for this expensive fertility treatment. Samantha Epstein is a division manager at the technology recruitment specialist Workbridge Associates, and she joins us now from New York. Hello to you. There is surely a barrier between, or should we say a dividing line between offering employees something which is of use to them and meddling with their lives.
Hi, Tanya. Thanks so much for having me on the show. It's interesting. When I first heard the news, I had a reaction similar to your reaction. This seems like a pretty significant overstep of an organization into the private lives of its employees. I think after really understanding where Facebook's coming from and looking at technology hiring across the board, I think this is part of an overall trend in attracting employees at very great lengths, and freezing your eggs is a pretty significant contribution to that statement.
But it might, people might interpret it as saying if you are a woman, then you will be encouraged, if you like, not to have children younger because the facility is there to delay it. And that's not medically necessarily the case.
No, it's absolutely not. And, it's interesting. There was a conversation earlier today where a specialist in fertility was speaking regarding this, and there's some very significant risks to these types of procedures, and it's not actually feasible for every woman to do this, nor is there any sort of guaranteed success rate if you do. So it's a very bold statement. I think it's part of the overall culture we have here in the United States of working people to an extreme extent and asking them to delay their lives until their work has been accomplished.
Is it worth the money spent on it, or is it a gimmick?
I think it's both, to be honest. If you look at Facebook, actually, their benefits package goes beyond just this egg freezing with regard to fertility benefits specifically. So I think this is the first of an entire spectrum of benefits they're giving their employees. I think it could be seen partially as a gimmick by women who are looking at this as a ploy to attract female engineers specifically, but there's also a very significant decrease and decline in the number of female engineers in the industry. So if this is attractive to them and they are somebody who would consider this, I think it's a great move. And I do know a lot of women personally who would definitely work for an employer who would provide this service. But on the flip side, it could also be seen as a double standard, as why are we looking at this one segment of the market and treating them with specialization, whereas we should be offering the same types of benefits to everybody?
Well, indeed. I mean, you could argue that companies should limit themselves to what is tax efficient and pay their employees properly, and then it's up to their employees to make what decisions they want.
I agree with that. I also think that, as I mentioned, egg freezing is a very, very specific benefit. There are lots of benefits that employers can provide to attract top talent, and I'm seeing a trend in the market across the United States and abroad where my organization does business of companies having to really increase their benefits offerings, not just with traditional health and medical benefits, but other benefits like work from home, or providing car services to take their employees home at the end of the night, paying for their breakfast, lunch, and dinner as part of a difficulty in attracting people in the first place. So this is an interesting move because these companies also have a very aggressive college recruiting program. So they're looking to hire people at the entry level, bring them in, and make it so that they can spend an entire career with the organization. This is just another step in allowing them to have the life that they want and the career that they want in the same time.
Samantha, thank you so much.